Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for a purpose such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. For uses of use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, education, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Now let's start this dang show.
You gonna have any fights this week? Oh man, we gotta have some fights.
What is up, everybody? It is Wednesday, Cage Match Wednesday. Today is a special episode that I'm very excited to present. You know, big words I'm trying to use right now. All right,
big words. Look at you using your grown-up voice.
I know. You know, my public school education is kicking in, and thank you for band. I got a 3.24 GPA. Hey, let's go. Sodom, how are you doing today?
It's Wednesday, and all I can say about for today, this is about the best part of today. Getting on here and being able to do this. So here we are. Let's have some fun because I sure could use a fun day today.
Well, hold on, my camera's all off. And there we go. All right, so today, like I said, we have a special show today. This is one of those shows where you kind of go behind the scenes of one of Raider legends, NFL legends. So we have a special guest that was there alongside for 3 seasons with John Madden himself. So we will get him on because I can't wait to hear this story and hear his how do you say it? Perspective? His
perspective. Yeah, that's
yes. So
his views, how he saw everything, going,
yes.
An intimate view of John Madden during, those 3 seasons.
Yes. You're only going to find this kind of in-depth insight behind the scenes on the Cage Match Show, and we are thankful and we are happy that he is here to talk about it. But before we get into all that, Asylum, let's do our favorite subject or segment. Let's see, I keep messing up. That is the shameless plug. And here, I hate this new setup they did. Here we go.
All right, everyone, go to the YouTube channel, The Cage Match Show. Like, share, subscribe. Give us a thumbs up and hit that bell. That way you know anytime a new video, short, meme, whatever we put out there, you'll be able to be the first to see it. If Roger Goodell wants to be himself...
There we go. Yeah, Roger Goodell.
Oh,
there he goes.
If he wants to be himself, see, I was waiting for it. And tries to block us because, he's having a hard time lately. You can catch us on Facebook, first and foremost, on Oakland Raiders Savage, or my Facebook page, Asylum. And we'll let you know when it's safe to come back to YouTube, the adult version of watching everything. We don't have to worry about the Zuckerberg getting zuckered. And when you're done with the show, when the show's over, go visit WGG, browse their variety of different objects, or get the sampler pack that you see right there on the screen. When you're ready to check out, put Cage Match, one word, in the discount code to get 10% off your entire order.
And like we always say, can you hear me now?
A little bit better, more. Go up more.
Testing. Like we always say, when you think of wins, think of dubs. When you think of dubs, think of Dubby. Get that energy like Pete Carroll and Max Crosby all together. I got a new microphone and everything, so I'm kind of testing it out. My bad. But alrighty. And go there, one word, Cage Match, CAGEATCH, and the discount code 10% off your whole order. And also, shouts out to the Compa Fabian. Go to www.lifer.com. Go there, check out his merch. He also helped us with some of our merch. We've been shipping some out. And also, some people might have gotten some magnet schedules. So if you want a magnet schedule, put your address, your email address into our email. No, I said that backwards. Put your address into our email address, and we will send you one.
Send us your address in an email.
Yes.
Put that up, put the little thing up to our email address.
Yes. And then we'll go from there.
I've done this before.
I'm telling you, it's new equipment, man.
Give us your address, and we will ship you out goodies, including a magnet a magnet schedule for your refrigerator. We all know we visit the refrigerator. That way you'll never miss a game for the season.
Ever. All right. And also, shouts out to Raider Man. We heard his Raider Man 19. You heard his the Raider Oath at the end of our intro. Go there to RaiderMan19.com. He's about to start his podcast coming up soon for the season. So go there, check that out. He said he got it all up and running, and that is good to go. Raider Man's going to do some stuff for us during this season too, so we will collaborate. That is a for sure. And also, I know. I'm trying to hurry up. And also, we're trying to get Raider Man to the torch somehow, some way, for him to go to do the Raider Oath in front of the torch, in front of 65,000 Raider fans at Allegiant Stadium, bringing that Oakland mystique with the Las Vegas Raider way, the two powers combined, to go and everyone say with their windows in the back saying, I am a Raider fan. That's right. I am
a Raiders
fan. All right, and then real quick, we got important dates coming up for the Raiders. Tomorrow, the rookies report to training camp in Henderson, Nevada. So they will be doing that. And then the 22nd, the veterans go and report to camp. And then the first NFL game, even though it is preseason, it doesn't matter because he missed football. And we glad it still counts. And it's about a month and a half away-ish. We're going to be there. I'm going to be in Seattle. I'm confirmed it right now. I'll be in Seattle. So I'm going to get some video out there. Yeah, it's going to be some football's coming, basically. Yeah, whatever. All right.
The first preseason game is less than a month away.
I know.
It's like 3 weeks.
I know. I can't wait. Pete Carroll goes back home to Seattle. Even though it's preseason.
He's home now. He goes back
He's home now.
Seattle.
Goes back to the job where he commuted to. All right, Asylum. I was speeding through all that because I just want to hurry up and start this interview because I can't wait to hear the stories and everything that this man has. He drove for Greyhound for 17 years and then drove for VTA, the Valley Transportation Authority in San Jose, for the next 37 years altogether driving. But the most important, he did 3 years driving the Madden Cruiser. So, Asylum, let's go and walk onto that bus. And
oh, yeah.
Hear the
that's
stories.
memories there when it was new, you know. Oh man, that's
Still,
beautiful.
you can still smell that new bus smell,
I
right?
I can smell everything, you know, the footballs and everything in there, you know, and wow, that takes me
All
back
right.
2 years.
I want to welcome everybody. I'm sorry. I want to welcome everybody to this very special interview with the man himself, Anthony Martinez. Like I said, 17 years of Greyhound, 20 years with the VTA, Valley Transportation Authority in San Jose. But, 3 important years. He was driving. He was part of the what do you call it? The fleet, the elite fleet,
Yeah.
fleet,
The crew.
the crew of Madden drivers. Welcome, Mr. Anthony Martinez. How are you doing today?
I'm doing fine, thank you.
Yes. So let's before we get into anything, I want to start off with what was the road? What was your road to becoming a driver? And basically, let's start from the beginning. How did your journey start?
Wow, yeah, that's a good one. That was in 1974. Okay, I was a young man back then. I was 29 years old, and I heard that Greyhound was hiring. Well, with the education, 11th grade, blah blah blah. I don't know, but the guy told me to go put in an application anyway, and I did. And I'll be damned if they did not accept me. Well, that wasn't all. I mean, come on. In order to get that job, I put in the application. The guy said, "Well, what are your plans here?" And I said, "Well, I'm looking for a career for me and my family." Okay. Come to find out, they were checking on me, find out my whole background. Okay. They checked my neighbors to find out what kind of a person I was. Believe it or not, they went to my neighbors to check on me to see what type of a person I was. I mean, really in depth, man. I mean, they put me through the ringer. Finally, I got a phone call. Matter of fact, they called my wife and they asked her, how would you feel about your husband being away for a while? She said, "Good, take him." Go ahead. So anyway, they accepted me and I went to school. 6 weeks.
6 weeks.
6 weeks of hard training. Oh, man, my first day in class, one of the instructors came over to me and they said, "Hey, I thought we told you to get a haircut." I said, "I did." He said, "Your hair is still hanging off your ears. Your mustache isn't trimmed. You look like Fu Manchu mustache. Get a haircut and get that mustache trimmed." Yes, sir. Well, I never served in the military, but I said, I'll be damned. This is just like the military. So I went down, got my hair cut off, okay? Got my mustache cut. And, you had to wear a tie, a white shirt, and black pants and black shoes, right? And I went through the 6 weeks of training, intense training, trust me. By the way, we didn't have any automatics. They were all okay? They were all.
I love driving manuals.
Oh, man. Yeah, I would say it was torture, But I got through it. I got through it, and I'm very proud of myself, and my family's proud of me going that route where I know I'm going to have a good career there.
So,
there wasn't a lot of ways to travel comfortably and everything, going across the country and everything. Plane tickets were always expensive, and that was still, in the 70s, that was still relatively kind of a new thing and everything. And, trains, all those stops with trains. I mean, I used to travel. I've traveled across the country on Greyhound, matter of fact, a couple of times to go to a few places. And it's not a bad ride, honestly. And
back in the days, back in those days, you could buy what they call a Ameripass. It was $65 and unlimited rides on the bus. Then you get off at any town you want, and catch the next available bus going your way. That was a pretty good way to travel, But it was a very interesting career, trust me.
So I know we were talking before we started that you wanted to go a little back in time. How did your motivation to want to start a career and do this career and basically get to where you are today?
Well, when individuals come up to you and tell you you can't do that, don't tell me what I can't do, you know. And for instance, when I was in high school, you know, I wanted to be a carpenter, and my teacher said, "Well, what are you doing in this class?" I said, "I want to be a carpenter," and he told me the only thing you'll ever be is a laborer. Things back then, okay, it was hard to get in to those fields: carpenter, plumber, warehouse worker. Okay, I mean, if I wanted to go pick artichokes or whatever else, that was fine. But when you start to move up in that area, it became very, very difficult. That's why I always kept my eyes and ears open for an opportunity. And with Greyhound, I did. I mean, my working ethic started out when I was a little boy, shining shoes in the Tenderloin, make my own shoe shine box. Okay. I sold the News Call Bulletin. So for those of you that are old enough to remember the News Call Bulletin, the pink paper, okay? I delivered the Examiner. I sold the Chronicle. I delivered that. I did all those things as a kid, you know, to get things and get ahead. You know, where else can you go to a movie theater and pay 25 cents to get in and buy a popcorn for 10 cents? You know, and that was our life down there on Market Street. Okay, that's the way we lived back in those days. It was rough. It was really rough. And I said to myself, one day I'm going to get out of this. And I slowly moved up the ladder. When I was in high school, I went to Washington High School in San Francisco, George Washington High. And during the summer, I worked at a Flying A gas station, believe it or not, up there on Southern Presidio. And I washed cars. I washed them to the best of my ability, the way I would want my car washed. Okay. And that's what I did all summer long to save enough money now to buy myself that 1957 Chevrolet I always wanted. By next summer, I was driving a 1957 Chevrolet. Okay.
I'm jealous. I still have it. My dad had one installed it before I had a chance to get it.
And I was always willing to learn. I watched the mechanics in there, you know, when they started doing the work, you know, and I watched the way they did things. And I says, well, I want to do that and be a mechanic, right, and move on up, right? And it kept on and on and on. And then I worked for Metropolitan Parking Corporation in San Francisco in the financial district. I became a manager. Cool. I'm moving on up. Then after that, about 8 years there, I decided to after 8 years there, this Greyhound driver, he used to park there and down to go have lunch across the street at Cervantes. And he came in one day, and he's the one that told me to go fill out an application for Greyhound. And I heard that. I took his advice, and that's what I did. And the rest, of course, is history. But keep your eyes and ears open.
Good advice. That's actually good advice. To this day, it still works.
It still works. To this day, you got that right.
Yeah, I'm trying to change things up now, just hitting 40. So, yeah, I'm trying to change things up now because I was tired of the jobs that I had before. It was backbreaking, you know, and I did hard work and everything, but the jobs I had, they showed no appreciation for, you know, attention to detail, hard work, going out your way. All I got out of that job was an ankle injury that translated into a back injury that I'm currently trying to rehab from, I guess you can say. But so I'm trying to change it up too. So, you know,
I understand. Well, you're still young. You're still young. Like I said, I'll be 81 in end of August. Okay.
August is a good month.
And you're still a youngster. You got your life ahead of you, you know. Right now that clock is ticking. Okay. And all I want to do is get out there and play some more golf. All right.
You're one of those. I guess I'm heading that way too.
Well, Madden was an 18 handicap. You know, we often talked about golf, me and him. Oh yeah, I'm an 18 handicap too. I told him, you know, and like I said, you know, you climb that ladder of success, which I did, and I'm very happy and I'm very proud of myself for what I've accomplished over the years. And as for the Madden thing, that's go ahead and lead into that one, brother.
I was going to say, how long Before the Madden opportunity, how long were you a driver for Greyhound before the Madden opportunity came about?
It was 15 years. Yeah, 15 years that I drove for Greyhound. I was driver at the time, 15 years. And you got to remember now, I was a over-the-road driver, and I did a lot of charter work in my division that I worked out of. A lot of charters, Reno and Lake Tahoe and Los Angeles and stuff like that. But we were under contract with San Mateo County Transit. Okay, we had the peninsula all the way down to San Jose. Okay, and then we, 1976, everything changed. We went on a contract, and we had Redwood City, Page Mill Road, San Mateo. We did those routes, and I did that. I did that for the remainder of my career there, and then the Madden thing came up, and they kind of frowned on us transit drivers, any of us that tried to put in an application for that, because we were transit. But finally, one of the supervisors, go ahead, put the application in, and I did, and it was just the beginning. There's more to it.
Now, of course, the Madden opportunity happens.
Yes.
First question, though, what was it about the John Madden opportunity that made you want to apply and try to become one of those elite? I mean, I know it's always John Madden, I know, but like for you personally, what was the motivation? I want to go and get this Madden job to drive Madden. What was the motivation for you to want to take that on, and knowing you got to go cross country and everything?
I can do this. I can do this. And I told myself that. Ain't nobody going to hold you back. You have to keep going forward in your life, And I saw an opportunity to prove myself that I could get this job done and be respected, okay? And then finally, when I put in the application, I had an interview with some of our supervisors. They interviewed me. And of course, my record spoke for itself, and I qualified because you had to have a minimum of 10 years of safety, okay? And you had to have a personality on top of that. And you had to be able to get along with people. So I qualified. Now, I went up against the regionals, okay? When I finally accepted, they had a bus rodeo. And I had to go up against almost 25, or I think it was about 25 or 26 other drivers throughout the Western United States to compete in order to get that final position to go drive for John Madden.
And I was trying to feed you a question this time. How coveted though was this opportunity? Like, what did everybody go and try to apply for this and try to become one of John Madden's? Like, was it like a high coveted opportunity that a lot of folks want to go for?
It was high standards. Okay, it was very high standards. That's like your baseball, your football, your hockey players. They come out of the camp. And the ones that don't make it, they get cut, right? Because they don't have it, right? Well, the same thing happened here. If you can't pass this test, then you're out. Okay? If you have an attitude, you're out. If you had a chargeable accident, you're out. This is what they did, elimination. And then only 4 or 5 guys were left over at the end, But this is Western United States, okay? This includes Oregon, Washington, California, Nevada, Arizona, New Mexico, and I had to compete against these other drivers. They came up here at Tanfor, and there they are right there. A lot of these drivers were local drivers here. A lot of them were from the Los Angeles area, Eugene, Oregon, Seattle, Washington, Reno, Nevada, Las Vegas, and they all came here to compete with each other. And I had to go up all of these drivers every day. There's only 2 in here that made it, and that was me. I'm way down on the end down there, and Rodriguez. I don't see him in here, but he's in there, one of those blue fancy uniforms. Okay, and
yeah, you're all the way to the left.
All the way to the left. That's me down there, all the way down to the end. They don't put me up front. I was, I should have been up front because I was the shortest one in there, I think. Yeah.
Now you said something about a rodeo and competition. What was it that you guys had to do? What was the competition? What was this rodeo you guys had to go through?
Well, it was a bus rodeo. Okay, not that thing you get on horses or cows or bulls or anything like that. It's a bus rodeo. They have them here in the Bay Area with AC Transit, Golden Gate Transit. They all have bus rodeos. Well, Greyhound, we never had a bus rodeo, so I didn't know nothing about no damn rodeo, bus rodeo. But I learned real quick, and I found out we have to go through this maze of obstacles with orange cones and maneuver that 40-foot bus like you have right here. That was called the serpentine. You had to come in at an angle. You had to turn, but you couldn't touch any cone. You touch a cone, those are points that are taken away from you. Okay. And that's the back. You back in, the reverse, back in without touching any cones. You try that with a 40-foot bus. Okay. It wasn't easy. All right. But that's a left turn.
It looks like a playbook. You got John Madden's playbook.
Exactly. Madden always looks at his playbooks, and I try to understand them, but this is similar to his playbooks. Okay. Yeah, they're very similar. The offset alley. There's a person standing there. He'll tell you whether to go left or go right. So now you go left, you go right. Now you have to squeeze in between those cones to get the bus through. And you get 50 points or whatever points they give you for that obstacle. This one here's the tennis balls. They got a set of tennis balls. You got to drive the real duels in between those tennis balls, where you only have maybe 1 inch on each side. There's a judge right here. There's a judge over there. He's looking under the bus to see if you touch one of those tennis balls. If you touch one of those tennis balls, the A ball is a low number, but if the E ball up here is a high number. So once you come through there, that's worth 50 points or whatever the hell it was. That's worth what? I can't read that. Okay. Here's another a back end. You come in, it's a left hand back, right hand back. You back in. Now there's a cone in the back there. You have to get your bumper within 12 inches of that cone without touching it. Okay. And if you touch that cone, you lose, period. If you touch that backup cone. Okay. So it's about judgments. Then you come out, you can't touch any of the cones in order to get points. Okay.
Well,
pretty intense. It's pretty intense.
With no rear view backup camera or anything?
No, there's no backup cameras. No.
Old school.
No fancy technology.
Oh my God. This is the right-hand turn. You cannot touch that cone with the rear wheel. So you got to clear your left front fender up here. Plus you cannot touch that cone. You got to make what I refer to as a square turn, and you got to clear it. And there's a marker there. And it's like, 12 inches, 6 inches or whatever. The air is as close as you are, the higher the points. Okay. Without touching the cone.
See, this is crazy because I used to do, I was a driver for FedEx for almost 10 years. And then my last year of driving, I was driving the flatbeds for construction, delivering to construction companies. And I mean, I can do these drills because we have a camera. We got the backup camera. So, and I use that to cheat when I'm on the road. If I have to go and change lanes, I use that backup camera as basically like an extra rear view mirror, because a lot of the trucks, we don't really have rear view mirrors since the vehicle's long. But to do this with just by feel, just by experience, knowing your vehicle, knowing, you gotta be one with the vehicle.
Yes.
And then having the added pressure of that prize.
Oh,
yeah. And the prize to drive John Madden.
Oh my God.
The closest I can come to it, and it's close.
Hold on a
minute.
Now.
I had a 36-foot houseboat.
Well, you're talking about that. My hands are sweating now. Okay, 'cause I remember. Okay.
I had a 36-foot houseboat.
No backup
and trying to get that in and out of the docks and everything. There's some similarities there with what you had to do, but that kind of pressure, though. I mean,
okay. Here's the pressure. You have to go 20 miles an hour between these barrels, white barrel, blue barrels, 20 miles an hour. Okay, and the cop was there with the motorcycle, and he's clocking you. You have to go 20 miles an hour and then stop at a cone in front of you without touching it. Okay? That's judgment.
Oh, don't start breaking. Oh, yeah.
My God. It's nerve-wracking as hell, you know. Focus, and you are part of that bus. You become part of that bus, okay? Because there's no getting out of the seat, going from outside and going checking to see how close you are. No. You got that seatbelt. Matter of fact, they're checking you for that. Make sure you have your seatbelt on, okay? All right? And make sure that you're hand over hand and looking in the mirrors and blah, blah, blah. You know, they check you for everything. There's somebody in the bus with you. And he's watching every move. When you back that bus into the parking space, you better honk that horn first. Okay? Now honk that horn first. Okay? Yeah, it was pretty intense. But that wasn't the only thing was a rodeo. There was more to it than that. You know about the pre-trip test, right?
The pre-trips.
Yeah, Sal, you had to do it, didn't you?
Yeah, I faked it a lot, but yeah.
A pre-trip test? Oh my goodness! I mean, you know, we had to do a pre-trip test for DOT, you know, and you have to check your the lug nuts on the bus, the lug nuts, the tire air thump. You thump the tires. You check your tail lights, signal lights, high beam, low beam, horn works, brake lights, rear duals, inside dual, oil pressure, this and that and this, and then you got to go in and do an air brake test, and you got a supervisor in there watching every move you make. Yeah, when you step on that air brake, you better not let it up. When he's out there, he's listening, because if he hears, that means you let off the brake and you flunked the test. Period. Now you got to pump the air out to get the to get the alarm to go off. And he's asking you how much pressure before that alarm goes off. Whoa, you better have the answer for that. 55 pounds, sir, per square inch, sir. Maximum air pressure, 120 per square inch, sir. Okay. And you build the air out to get the alarm goes on, blah, blah. You tell them, you know, then you got to build the air back up. Then you got a cutoff valve, tells you, okay, blah, 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 maximum air pressure, 130, blah, blah, blah. Max pressure, maximum air, blah, 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 blah. And he's grading you for everything. Okay. He's grading you for everything. And now, we're not done, brother. We're not done at all. You think it was easy?
I'm having flashbacks of my own.
And now I gotta go do 100 a written test. A written test. 100 things there, and I have to go do that now. Nice little quiet room, you know. You can't have any notes with you. All you have is a pencil and a supervisor standing there watching you as you do your little written test. It's just like in school, right? The teacher comes by, picks up your paper, you know, same thing. So they take your
just like the old school DMV.
Oh God, man! Exactly. You go to DMV. What do they do? Back in the days, they had the paper. They put it down there, and they checked off how many you got wrong. Well, they did the same thing to us. Same damn thing. Okay. And not only that, I'm not done. After the written test, this is how tough it was to get into Madden. This is how tough it was. Then you have a dress code, my friend. There's 2 supervisors ask you to come over here to check your uniform. Guess what they do? May I see your hands, please? Turn them over. They're checking my damn fingernails. See if I have nail polish or something. You know, nail polish. What's wrong with you? But anyway, they check. They check, you know. All right. Then they check your tie. Your uniform is pressed. Your shirt is clean. Your trousers, you have a black belt? Yes, sir. Let me see your shoes. They look down at your shoes. Are you wearing black socks or white socks? I said, I'm wearing black socks, sir. We're not allowed to wear white socks without a doctor's prescription. Yeah, right. Then the guy comes with a damn ruler. A ruler? What the hell's a ruler for? No, you're not going to check this down here. No. Wait. Okay, so he's got a damn ruler. The guy's got a ruler, right? So
they want to know, are you man enough?
I said, look, dude, it ain't gonna add up. Okay, don't even bother. But anyway, the ruler was for measuring your heel on your shoes. No more than 1.25 inches on the heel of your shoes. You could not wear cowboy boots. You could not wear sandals like some of these truck drivers are doing today. Okay. And the shoes had to be black. And they better have a spit shine on them. Okay. Now I spent time. Okay, with that, remember me now? I used to shine shoes when I was a kid.
I was going to say, your shoes could have been shined real
good. Baby, I was shining them damn shoes. I was out there, I was spitting on them bad boys, man. Some black whack, man. I spit some more. Boy, I'm getting them shoes, getting them polished up. So you could shave looking at my shoes. It was so shiny. Okay, and then you give them that buff and spin, and you pass with flying colors on that one, okay? Oh yeah, of course they check your grooming, you're clean, and oh yeah, then they check your logbook too, okay? Because we had to keep logbooks. They had to make sure you had your DOT health card with you, make sure your driver's license was up to code, and all those, a lot of little things before you were accepted, okay? And I'll be damned. It happened. After the finals were over, they announced the winners. Anthony Martinez, first place. Oh, my goodness. Rodriguez, second place out of Eugene, Oregon. Anthony Martinez, first place. Out of all the Western drivers, and being a transit driver, driving a mainline bus, I became the number one in Western United States, and that was an honor.
That had to put a little pep in your step, that little extra chest, chest out.
Well, here he's showing all the drivers here, Rochester, New York, Virginia, Florida, Texas. Is that Tennessee? Yeah, Tennessee. Joe Gibbs, Mitchell. He's in Minnesota, Michigan. Excuse me, David Hunter,
Michigan, Colorado.
Yeah, the guy named Tony Martinez from Hayward, California. Oh, there's Rob. Yeah, Rob was. Excuse me, that's Springfield, Oregon. He took second place. Okay, and these other drivers all took first and second place. Okay, because we became the backup drivers after the competition was over. Or first place. Now with these drivers got to go against each other. Okay, that's when you go to the Madden Challenge. Okay,
the Madden Challenge.
The Madden Challenge. Now you're going to the big boy. Now, oh my God,
this was all just to go to the Madden Challenge.
Yes.
This wasn't even for driving for Madden yet.
No, hell no. It was a month later. It was a month later.
Wow.
Okay, we had to qualify. Okay, this is how intense it was to be with one of the drivers, John Madden. Okay, now these are the finalists right here that you see. Okay, now all these drivers are from all over the United States, the names I just mentioned. Okay, out of 6,000 drivers in the United States, these are the ones that are left over. One of these drivers is going to be the primary driver for John Madden. And he'll be driving John for 1 year. Okay? He's going to get 50,000 miles easy in that 1 year's time. Now, once that driver has driven for Madden, he's not eligible to do it again the following year. Okay? Somebody else will be picked. It was Willie Yarborough, number one. It was Jerry Nick was the second one, and David Hahn is right here. That's David Hahn. He became the last driver for John Madden. That 3 years contract that he had with Greyhound. Because I don't know if I mentioned, but after 3 years, the bus belonged to the coach because he did some PR work for Greyhound. But I'll tell you, out of 6,000 drivers, that's what was left over. Okay. And here I am, that little Latino dude, you know, a little short ass Mexican. But my kids call me Sam, you know, stands for short ass Mexican, you know, that's my nickname, Sam. But you know, being a Latino, you know, a Latin, and getting that far, okay, getting that. Now, the guy named Rodriguez that I mentioned there, that was his adopted name, by the way. I was not adopted. I am a Martinez. That last photo there, that was in Scottsdale, Arizona. I spent a week down there with the producers that did a lot of John Madden's commercials. And it was the producer's wife. She was having a birthday, so she got to use the bus for a whole week. And we toured all over Scottsdale, Phoenix. We went to all these places there in New Mexico, in Arizona. I don't know where in the hell I was at. Goodyear. We went down to one of the ranches down there where they had a gun shootout. We had a barbecue at night because when we had the bus up there, it has what do you call those lights on the side of the bus, like the boats have them. Anyway, it had floodlights. So you go in, you had the generator run, you turn the floodlight light up the whole area. Okay. We had a barbecue and everything. I spent the whole week down there with them. That's part of the perks, man. It was really, really cool. Plus, I got paid too. Okay, having fun and eating. Oh my God, did we eat?
Well, I wanted to ask, when getting accepted, when you won the competition or you became one of the drivers, John Madden, was he part of the judges? Did he have a huge influence on who got picked and everything?
Oh yeah. Well, you got to remember now this is a different one. Now we had the regional. Okay, this is the big boy. This is a Super Bowl of driving. Now you got to go where the big boys are at because all those guys won. Okay, now John Madden's going to be involved. So we had another bus rodeo. We had another written test. We had another coach checkout. We had another uniform thing. They threw in a sneaker on us. They took us down 880 for a test drive to see how you handle yourself on the freeway. All the way from, we went from the Coliseum down to the Greyhound station there in Oakland. And then you had to go back. And the two supervisors, the judges were on the bus were testing you. How many times you looked how many times you checked your mirrors or your following distance, blah, blah, blah. Lane changing. They did it all. They did it all. They actually sent you through the ringer. Okay. So now you're back to doing it again. The same thing I did in the regionals, did all the testing. And they were telling me, Anthony, you're in first place right now. I said, really? First place, huh? Okay. You're in first place. Wow. What an honor that is if John Madden picks me. You got to have an interview with Mr. Madden. Oh, but you do. Everybody gets on the interview. I see him come out. He's not smiling. The next guy comes out. No, he ain't smiling either. What the hell's going on in that bus, you know? So it's my turn to go in there. And John's sitting over there in his seat, you know, and Michael Frank is sitting there, his assistant. And go ahead and have a seat right here. They started asking me a bunch of questions. You know, there he is. Yeah. Actually, that's where I was sitting. He was over here to the right in his regular seat. And they were asking me a bunch of questions. You know, how does your wife feel about you? Blah, 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 blah. Do you drink? And, you know, do you smoke? Do you do this? Do you do that? Do you have a girlfriend? Man, all kinds of weird shit, you know. And asked me how do I feel about being away from home for a long period of time, you know. And, well, I gave him the answer that he wanted to hear. You know, I gave him the answer. And then I get off the bus, you know. Then I heard from one of my supervisors, says, Madden was asking about you. Oh, really? He was asking about me? How cool is that? He said, you're a transit driver, aren't you? He's a little skeptical about getting a transit driver behind the seat because, you know, I was under contract with Samtrans, so therefore I did transit. You got to remember now, Madden is a big man, okay? In his mind, okay, You got to be one of these big brawly guys, you know, one of those, those linebackers that they have, and a center. They got to be big like that, you know, and tough, right? Here I am, 5'7", 152 pounds. I'm the littlest guy out of everybody. Everybody's at least almost 6 feet and weighs over 200 pounds. Okay. Oh boy, that's a strike against me there, you know. And well, he was a little leery about, but he knew I was in first place. He knew this. As for the points, and Madden had the last say. Okay, he had the last. He gave up the points. So basically, he chose what he wanted to go drive for him, and he chose Jerry Nick. He chose him. Okay, out of Roanoke, Virginia. He was from Virginia. Okay, yeah, there's Jerry right there. He chose him. Now, Jerry's almost 6 feet tall, and maybe 195 pounds or whatever, you know, but. He got the job, and I did all kinds of work with Jerry. We were all over the United States, you know, from time to time, you know. But he chose who he wanted. He gave him 300 points. I accepted that. And then I said to myself, you know what, so? Then again, maybe it's a godsend because you can go do it again next year. Because he only gets to drive 1 year. That's the way I looked at it, you see. Oh, great. I'm kind of glad in a way because I can go back and do it again next year. And that's exactly what I did. I took it with a grain of salt. Okay, I congratulate.
All that same process the second year?
Yeah, same process.
All those tests and all those.
What I just explained to you, go next year. Same thing.
Year after, okay.
Identical, everything. Okay.
Wow.
But I was I became one of Madden's backup drivers. And the good thing about that is, my advantage is I was a local guy. Okay. So anytime Madden needed anything done locally, he wouldn't call Jerry to come from Virginia to fly all the way out here for 1 day. So they gave me a call. Hey, Tony, we need you for blah, 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 blah. We already called your dispatch, your supervisors down there. Pick up the Madden Cruiser and such thing, and meet him up at his house up in Black Hawk at 8 o'clock in the morning on blah, blah, blah date, right? So I go down, do my pre-trip, get the bus, go pick him up. Okay. Go out and do a commercial. That's the one where I got lost in Petaluma. Okay. Yeah. Well, we didn't have to carry a lot of things. Well, just him. Okay. And Mike, we get on the bus. Mike has the address and everything. You know, we didn't have any GPS systems back then. We barely had cell phones. We had a compass. Yeah, we didn't have that crap back then, you know, and freeway signs, whatever, you know, and maps you put out over the steering wheel. Remember the great big old maps you had?
Yeah.
We used to use Thomas guides, but, you know, that was
a
book.
Yeah, well, Mike, he had that map all stretched out. Well, hey, Tone, take it up to San Rafael Bridge, and we'll go across that way, okay? So San Rafael Bridge. I said, hey, why don't we go to the Carquinez Bridge, go across, get Highway 29, and just go up that way to Petaluma. Oh, I didn't see that. So we got on Highway 20. I think it's 29. Yeah, 29. It goes up the back way up there, right? So we're driving along, and he's telling me, "Hey, Tone, we're about an eighth of a mile away." I said, "Okay, I'll watch for the sign." So I'm driving along, and Madden. All of a sudden, Madden's on his morning broadcast, right? He's talking to KCBS or whatever channel he was on back, the radio station he was on. Yeah, hey, you know, he gets all excited. You know, I'm out here, and we're going down the road where I got to go, blah 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 blah. And all of a sudden I see the sign off to my left. Oh, hell, I passed it. Holy moly. Hey, guess what, everybody? Hey, we're lost in Petaluma. Nobody gets lost in Petaluma, California. Tony, you're going to have to make a U-turn down here somewhere. We're lost. We're lost in Petaluma. Oh, my God. So I go down to this warehouse, make a U-turn and go back. And, of course, we went in and did the commercial and went back home. And, of course, the guys at work, they heard about it. They heard it on the radio. When I got in, what the hell, Martinez? What the hell you get lost in Petaluma for? But, you know, it was all fun. You know, I mean, it was no big deal, right? No big deal. I mean, the sign was about a foot wide, long, and about 3 inches tall, right? I mean, come on. How the hell am I going to read that damn thing? And it was on the ground on top of that. But anyway, we finished that up. But getting back to the Madden competition, that's just one time. But getting back to the competition, like I said, we had to repeat the same thing that a year before, the identical thing. Then Madden has a last say so again, But like I said, during the off season, I took them several places to do a Coca-Cola commercial, a warehouse commercial, oil commercial, blah, blah, blah. Took him to special meetings and stuff like that. So I did have an opportunity to be with him, Okay. And then one-on-one talk too. That was the key part. The day we went down and did the Coca-Cola commercial down at my old alma mater, Ben Franklin Junior High in San Francisco. Okay. And we went down there and he was doing a Coca-Cola commercial. And I was a stand-in for him, believe it or not. When the directors had me go up and stand on the blackboard, right, where Madden's going to be standing, but I had to use a Coca-Cola because I was too short, right? So I got I had the stick in my hand, and they had the monitor going, and I said, yeah, this and that, blah, blah, blah. And I'm pointing to these guys on this chalkboard, right? They got arrows and players, right? And I'm pointing like this, and that, and I got done. She said, "Thank you, Anthony." Okay, thank you. So I walk over, and there's Madden standing over there. And he says, what are you doing up there? I said, I don't know. They asked me to come up here and stand in. Not knowing that I was actually getting an interview from the director, the producer. And I didn't know it. Okay? In other words, I was getting a screen test because of my uniform. Great. Looks good on TV, okay? Gray looks good on television, all right? But yeah, he asked me, "What are you doing up there?" So, "Oh no, coach, this young lady asked me to come up, stand up there on that soda box, and pretend I was you." I'm sorry if I raise my hands like that,
Try to play the part.
No, he laughed about. He laughed about. He's pretty cool about things like that. But anyway. we had to go through the process again, blah, blah, blah. And, David Hahn won, and I became another backup driver for another year. Okay.
So here's the bus. So now that you have become one of his drivers on the Madden Cruiser, I mean, just looking at the bus, here's the fact sheet of it. The Madden Cruiser Greyhound. So you're used to driving the Greyhound buses. The one they had changed it all up for him because it was his personal bus.
Yes.
It seats about, where is it right there? 10 people, sleeps about 7.
Yeah.
Have all the amenities.
You name it, it has it.
We have a video of Madden.
Queen size bed. Oh, well, now it went away.
Oh, sorry. You say queen size bed.
Queen size bed. Oversized tile shower, VCRs, 2 commercial tape players.
Yes.
Station intercom, telephone, rear bath driver,
yes.
Wired for cable television, cellular, radio, telephone.
Yes, all of that, all of the above.
We have a
video. The most impressive thing is that 165 gallons and be able to have 1,000-mile range. I'd love to have that in my boat right about now.
Yeah, we could drive. We drove from here to Salt Lake City before we had to buy fuel again.
Well, we have a video of John Madden doing a quick little tour of his bus. So here it is right here.
Remember I told you earlier when that's the original bus.
Okay, this is like the living room.
There you go.
Here. So you got a chair here and a chair here, and then the couch here. So this would be like the living room. Then we got the television up here, so we can watch the tapes. In fact, we watched the tapes of the Packers game last week on this last night, coming across from New York. And then this is where we eat, but this also makes into a bed. See this front? By day, you live here, and then at night, you sleep here. See, so this is kind of like a living room, dining room during the day, and then at night, it's like bedroom. You know what I mean? This is a bed. This comes down. Boom, that's a bed there. This comes out, boom, that's a bed there. So you got 1, 2 there. This comes out, that's a 3rd bed. This comes up, hangs up here, that's a 4th bed. So you go 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the way they sleep. My son Joe travels with me. He lives here. He stays here. Mike Frank sleeps here. Bob Stenner, the producer, sleeps here. And Sandy Grossman, the director, if we bring him, he sleeps here. This is the worst place to sleep. This is the best. So anyways, this is kind of the front. Then in here we got all the controls here for the tapes. You see, we can put the tapes in here of the games, then we watch the games on the television set. We got stereo, hi-fi, lo-fi, antibiotics, probiotics, anything you need. Controls, kitchen. Got the microwave here, blender here, toaster, warmer, oven. Nice oven, can cook a turkey, Thanksgiving. Throw our trash in here, just throw it in there, trash. Sink, ice, need ice always there. Coffee, need coffee there. Plates, dishes, cups, everything else. When we come back here, this is the bathroom. Big bathroom, got a bathroom, shower, big shower, got a big shower here.
I'm gonna show that later.
And this is my bedroom here. This is where I sleep. Got a big bed, and then I got the same thing here. I can put the tapes and stuff in here to watch the games. And then I got the television set up there. Telephone, cellular, a telephone along with satellite telephone. Caps, if you get someplace you never know the weather, you get someplace and it's real hot, then you got this cap that got your fan. So you turn it on here, and the fan goes. Battery dead, and you put the hat on and the fan goes if you get too hot. Always got that. Mufflers, everything. So anyway, so that's it. So you got bedroom here, bathroom, kitchen, living room, dining room, dining room, turns into a bed, sleep, eat, everything on the board. And we were in New York last night, which was Wednesday night. Left it.
That's the Madden Cruiser. So
that one there.
No, I was gonna say you got to drive that. So I was trying to
Well, that one there that we painted, okay, because during our labor dispute. So the labor dispute, they changed the paint scheme on it. And it went to Madden Cruiser, but it also was sponsored by Walker Muffler Company. If you see this tape again, if you look back, you'll see that white hat that he threw down, not the African hunter's hat.
Safari.
He's got that white hat he threw down. That was the Walker Madden Cruiser hat. I have one of those. But everything in that he's telling you, the flips down and blah blah blah. It's oh yeah, it's all there.
So
he's a big man. He's gonna have a big shout.
I was just going to ask, did Madden have quirks when it came to the bus? I mean, everyone always has their quirks about quirks, things that always had to be on the bus or with, people are quirky about their vehicles. AC always has to be on radios and stuff,
Oh yeah. Well, everything, we have a list, and Michael Frank, he's the one that comes with the list, and he makes sure that everything Madden wants, we get it. If we have to go shopping for it, okay, regardless of what it is. And so whatever it is, we buy it for him, okay? You want to tell the story about the coffee incident?
Let's hear the coffee incident.
Okay, so showing you the coffee pot, that just brought back a memory. So here we are, okay? We're headed east, right? We're headed east on I-80, okay? So it's about 7 o'clock in the morning, I get up. Well, 7 a.m., we got to make Madden's coffee, okay? So I go in the kitchen there, and I get the water, and I put the coffee in there, and I get it all going. His bagels now, these bagels are shipped from New York, okay? They FedEx them. And we stop at a truck stop in the morning to pick up his bagels and the USA Today. Now, the USA Today, you got to double-check the date on it to make sure it's the correct date. Okay, otherwise he'll have a fit, but not as bad as that coffee thing. But anyway, So it's 7 a.m., and I started the coffee, and I go back and sit down with Jerry up front, and the coffee's perking up there, and he puts his bagel. I can hear him back there with the bagel, right? He got his bagel in the toaster, and then he's back there getting his peanut butter. That's what he did, a bagel and peanut butter every morning, right? So he pours himself a cup of coffee, and he's walking down the aisle going to his chair. Holy shit! What the hell is this stuff? I said, what do you mean, Coach? What's wrong with this coffee? It tastes terrible. Uh-oh. Me and Jerry looked at each other. What the hell happened? So we went back. I went back to the kitchen. I took the coffee can down and looked at it. Oh, shit. It says decaf. Oh, shit. Decaf. Somebody get me some more coffee. All right, Coach. Next truck stop. We're going to pull over and get your coffee. Okay. So we went to the truck stop. I grabbed the decanter and I ran out the bus, and I'm running and I'm pouring this damn coffee out across the parking lot, right? And I get into the restaurant, tell the lady, fill it up, please, right away. I reach in my pocket. I hand her a $20 bill. Now I'm walking back to the bus with a nice hot pot of coffee for Madden, right? I say, hey, Coach, I got your fresh coffee for you. That's better. So I pour him a cup, and I put the coffee back in the coffee here. He's over there sipping the coffee. He said, that's much better. How did this happen anyway? I said, well, Coach, we must have made a big mistake when we bought the coffee. I said, we didn't read the label on it. Okay. I said, it won't happen again. He said, I sure hope not. He's got to have his regular coffee. He does not drink decaffeinated coffee. Okay.
Someone with that much energy.
Oh, wow. Yeah. That, like little things like you said about being on the bus. Say, we got a list of stuff that we get for him. Well, it said coffee, but we didn't take time out, the Folgers or whatever the hell it was, to know that it was decaf coffee. And no, I don't bring no decaf coffee on that bus. No.
Any other specifics that he need that specifics on the bus, conditions or anything that had to be like I saw him say quirks, like specifics temperature wise or
you would go there, wouldn't you, on the temperature? Oh my god. Okay, here we are. We're still going east. Okay, we're still going east. It's early in the morning. Blah blah blah. Okay. Oh, there was another incident. We were on I-40. Excuse me. We're on I-40, and I just left Winslow, Arizona. It's about midnight, I guess it is. So Madden comes up to me, and he opens the curtains up because we have curtains, behind the driver, right? He opens curtains. Hey, Tony, where are we at? It scared the hell out of me. Okay, I wasn't expecting him to come up there. I said, Coach, and I couldn't think where in the hell. So I said, oh yeah, we're somewhere in Arizona, Coach. I knew where we were at. I just saw the signs, okay, but he caught me off guard. But I said, oh, okay. So he goes back and goes to bed, right? Goes to sleep. So we're at Flagstaff. So we decided we're going to switch off drivers at Flagstaff. Okay. Now, this is in November. We're in Flagstaff. It's 37 degrees outside. The bus temperature stays at a steady 53 degrees year round. So here we go. Right? Little Michael gets up in the morning. Okay? He says, Jesus, hey, man, it's too cold in here. And me and Jerry, we both have sweaters on, okay? We got our sweaters on. We're nice and toasty, but poor little Mike, a little skinny little guy, he's freezing to death. Hey, can you turn on some heat? I said, yeah, okay, hang on a minute. Matt's not getting up yet. So I reached down and hit my open valve for my heater, right? I opened it up. Oh, fresh heat coming out of the defrosters. And Michael's up there with his fingers in the defroster trying to warm them up, About a half hour later, the bus is nice and toasty, about 70 degrees, right? Here comes the coach out of his bedroom. Hey, I smell heat. Who turned the heater on? I said, that was Mike, Coach. Michael was freezing over here. So we had to go turn that damn thing off, get the coach back down to 54 degrees, and that's where it stayed. 54 degrees, okay? because he's a little claustrophobic. Okay, that's why you always see him wearing loose clothes. And he doesn't like to be confined, and doesn't like bad weather either. He does not like bad weather. Going across 80, and they had a freak snowstorm came down from the north, and this is in August. A freak snowstorm came down from the north down on I-80 at Little America. And again, it's early in the morning, and the snow is blowing across the road, right? We have the curtains closed, and Michael, he closed all the curtains in the bus. Because when Madden gets up, he says, hey, why are all these curtains closed? What's going on out here? So he comes up to the front of the bus, and he opens the curtains like this. He says, hey, is there any way out of this? Is there another way we can go? I says, well, Coach, no, if we go south, it'll be another 75 miles. We'll have to go south down to I-10 or I-15, blah, 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 and come back around into Denver, right? I-35. He says, well, this is only short term. It's clearing up ahead, right? And he said, oh, okay. Well, he goes back to his room, closes the door. I didn't see him anymore until and matter of fact, I didn't even see him when I got into Cheyenne. Because Cheyenne, we had to change drivers. The driver out of Denver comes out, David. He comes up and meets me there in Cheyenne. So I spend the night in Cheyenne. He came, blah, blah, blah. Then I had to go to Denver the next morning to catch my flight back to the Bay Area. And then I called Jerry. I said, Jerry, when did Madden finally get up? He said, yeah, he got up in Omaha. Maybe 13 hours later, he gets up in Omaha because of the snow and ice. Okay.
One of the Rick here wants to know, what was your longest drive destination with Coach John Madden?
Chicago.
From here to Chicago?
Yeah, from here to Chicago. The other driver got sick, so I just kept going. Then I flew out of Chicago back to the Bay Area. Then the other driver, the alternate driver, was in Chicago, and from there they went to Detroit. From there, they had a game in Detroit. There's something about Chicago that you don't know. Madden loves Chicago. That's one of his favorite places to go is Chicago. I've heard that many times. He just loves Chicago. Let's see, where else? Well, let's see. Cheyenne, Denver. Oh, boy. Oklahoma City. And I didn't want to mention El Paso.
What happened in El Paso?
Oh, my goodness. Did I blow it there? So anyway, I get to El Paso, right? And the driver out of the driver from Houston comes. He takes over, right? Well, I spend the night in El Paso. I don't have a flight out until 3 o'clock that afternoon. So I get up early in the morning. And I says, well, Juarez is, right there across the border. My hotel's only a block away. So I get up and I go across the border. They got two sides to go across. You go across on one side, you come back on another. So I'm on this side, and I'm walking across the border. I'm watching the guys out there with inner tubes, putting people on inner tubes and towing them across the damn river and up in letting them up in the fence. So, okay, well, I go in, go find me a restaurant, have some chorizo con huevos, and I'm eating, had a nice breakfast. I'll go around and I pick gifts up for my kids, right? A bullwhip for my son, and a sombrero and a bunch of things for my daughter for her hair. So I got this big old bag now and coming back across the other side. And a guy says, what you claiming there? I said, I have some gifts for my kids. You got any ID? Oh, yeah, I left my wallet in my room. Because being a driver, you don't carry your wallet when you're driving. I keep it in my ditty bag, And I didn't think about bringing a damn wallet. What the hell is your wallet for? I got cash in my pocket. So the guy says, where are you from? I said, San Francisco. We need to talk to you. Why don't you come in here? So they take me in the office. Two other guys come out, border people. He says, what's your name? Martinez, blah, blah, blah. He says, where are you from? San Francisco. What are you doing over here? Well, I just dropped off John Madden. He's on his way to New Orleans, and I'm spending the night, and I came over across the border here. Where'd you need to learn English? I said, well, in school, of course. And he says, what goes up and down the hills in San Francisco? I said, cars. Wrong answer, dude. Cable cars is what he wanted to hear. The guy says, okay, I'll be right back. I said, okay. So he goes out of the room. I'm sitting there thinking, I wonder how much that guy charges to tow somebody across the border on an inner tube. You know? That's going through my mind, right? How the hell am I going to get out of here, you know? So the guy comes back in again, and he says, I says, yeah, why don't you call my wife? I told him. He says, no, that's that. They say that all the time, you know? And I said, well, how about my dispatcher in San Francisco, my Greyhound dispatcher? I got the number right here. So I gave him the number, blah, 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 blah. So he goes out, comes back, starts laughing. Mr. Martinez, your dispatcher your supervisor actually just verified who you are and what you were doing in El Paso. And he says, the next time you come across this border, bring your ID with you. I said, yes, sir, I will. So I get, blah, blah, I fly home. Everybody heard about what happened in El Paso, right? Martinez got stranded in El Paso. He'll never come back, So about 3 weeks later, I meet up with David Hahn, okay, down at the 49er training camp because they're going to do a game here. And they say, hey, Anthony, he says, Martinez, he says, how long you been home? I said, well, I don't know, about 3 or 4 weeks. He says, me and Madden on our way back, we stopped in El Paso to find out if you'd like to ride home. They heard about it too, okay? But I got stuck over in Juarez. So every time Madden would take I-10 to go down to El Paso, you always slow down and see if Tony's walking down the highway or something, Let's pick him up, take him back home.
On an inner tube going over the fence.
Over the fence, yeah. I'm still curious on how much that guy charged those people to use that inner tube. Across that border. Now, I learned my lesson. Okay. Bring your ID with you wherever you go, okay? Wow.
Edward on his said, do you know any stories of John Robertson, John's great friend and old high school?
Oh yeah, Robinson.
I'm sorry, high school. Head coach at USC.
Yeah, they're good friends. Because Madden went to Cal Poly. He went to Cal Poly. He used to be not only a football player, he was also a back catcher too. For the team. There, Cal Poly. I met so many people being with John Madden, going to the hotels, the hotels we stayed at. And Stenerud, I remember Stenerud. He was a producer there on CBS Sports or whatever the hell he was. A hell of a nice guy. All the crew, okay? All the people, all the players, the offensive players, the defensive players were all there in the hotel, And you meet them all, but you're over there shaking his hand, pleased to meet you, please, man. But you don't know who in the hell they are. They're not wearing a uniform. They have a number. Well, you go get the number. You know who they are. They're not wearing a helmet either. Everyday people, and that's the way I presented myself to them. I didn't ask for no autographs, anything like that. Of course, we didn't, like I said, we didn't have selfies back then either, And I didn't ask much. I said, well, I'm pleasure meeting you, And he says, how you like driving John Madden? I said, hey, man, it's an adventure. Put it that way. And he started laughing. It's an adventure. Trust me, it was an adventure. Okay. Sandy Montag was Madden's number one man over there. Sandy Montag. Sandy would call him every now and then on the cell phone. Oh boy. You talk about locker talk. Oh, you haven't heard anything until you hear these two go at it. Well, about a locker language, and I can't say it on your air right now or mention any names about who they were talking about. Okay. But he talked, you know what he talked about? He talked about turf one day, AstroTurf. I'll never forget that. He was talking about AstroTurf, about how dangerous it was in the early years. Okay. Which it was, but he always talked about the mud, the dirt, the grime. This was Madden's thing. The tough guys. One day, when you remember, I don't know if you remember this, when one of the linebackers broke his thumb. They patched it up, wrapped a Band-Aid around it, and sent his ass back in there. Madden was talking about that. He was talking about that guy's arm almost hanging off. You know, they bandaged it up, told him to get back in there. Okay. How the game has changed from then until now, you know?
Oh, it's completely different.
Way different. I mean, your quarterback, if his uniform shirt jersey gets dirty, he wants to go in and get a new one, get a clean one on. Not back in them days. Okay. Number 12. Who's number 12 for the 49ers? Who's number 12? Stabler. Was Giddy number 12? Stabler.
Well, for the Raiders.
He was, yes.
The Raiders, okay. I remember he was talking about Kenny one day. He said, Kenny got so muddy out there, I didn't know where in the hell he was at. Playing at the Coliseum, right? That's before they got the AstroTurf in. And they were laughing and talking about that, about Stabler. Okay. Yeah, he said, we didn't know where he was at. Somebody get him in here. Let's clean up his uniform. So what did they do? They spray water on it, wipe it down with a towel, and send him back in.
Now, there was always stories being told, and you know, being around and hearing everything, people you met. Yeah. There was always the rumors, especially I guess early on, whatever, about Madden going back to coaching. Did he ever have the thought or want to possibly go back into coaching after he retired from coaching?
He talked about that too on the bus. He says there's no way in hell I'd go back to coaching. He says, hey, I like what I'm doing. Look, I'm free to do what I want. Okay. I can stop anytime I want. Okay. Like he tells us drivers, hey, you guys can stop anytime you want. You pull over. Yeah, go ahead. Just pull over. Go ahead. Okay. There's no hurry. But he always made sure that we had everything that we needed. He didn't care about himself. He cared about these other people around him. You know, he even pops for a T-bone steak down at Harris Ranch down the I-5 one day. Hey, I'm hungry. Hey, let's pull away. Hey, yeah, let's go to Harris Ranch. Come on, guys. I treat you. Yeah, I'm going in for a T-bone steak. You know, I think I gained, hey, Sal, I think I gained 5 pounds in the time I was driving Madden. I did. I mean, I have my old belt buckle here, and I can see where the notch was at. I picked up some pounds, okay? I can see the notch. But, a lot of good stories. A lot of them I can't talk about them because sometimes when he gets started, usually Madden is pretty quiet. He sits there and he reads his USA Today, you know, and he looks out the window. He talks to us, you know. And then the phone rings. Look out. Here we go, boy. This is going to be really entertaining, okay? If he's not watching tapes, because before he goes to a game, he always has the videotapes of the prior week, whatever team they're going to be, Chicago, Detroit, whatever. He always has those flown into him. So he's sitting there looking at the tapes all afternoon and taking notes. And when he's doing that and he's talking, you listen because you're going to learn. You're going to learn a lot. Especially in what he calls the trenches, Sal.
Yeah.
The trenches.
Yeah,
I didn't know what the trenches were. I thought it was some guy digging a ditch. You know, that's a trench to me, you know. But he mentioned about the getting into the trenches, you know, the offensive and defensive players, right? And all those bubbas out front. You look at me, I'm not a bubba, brother. Okay. No, but I can hold my own, okay? And he would talk about the players, the coaches, and like everybody was free game on that bus. Now, I don't care who you were, but in a nice way. He had a nice way of describing players. He had a wonderful way of describing coaches, their assistants, you know. And sometimes it was very funny stories about some of the coaches, some of the players, you know. But that I don't want to discuss those because, you know. Some of them, well, honestly, some of them are not here anymore. Okay.
Yeah.
But some of them are not here anymore, and I wouldn't want to offend the family. Okay. There's a lot of them have passed away. Rosie Greer. He loved that man. You know. Oh, he loved that man. Oh my God, he talks about some of the players who have come and gone. You know, that made this game open the doors for a lot of players out there and made it what it is today. You know. I mean, that's for. Watching the game, my wife now. Hey, Sal, my wife is a you-know-what fan, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, I told you, right?
Asylum lives in that area, so
One of those fans. Oh, that's even worse. I'm sorry, Nancy, that you have to go through that for.
She's a Chief fan. Oh my gosh, she has a Kansas City Chief neck. What do you call it? Scarf. Okay, she got a Kansas City Chief hat. I mean, and Mahomes, that's her boy there. She just loves the hell out of him. And when that game is on,
boy out here.
Oh my God! You can't talk to her, okay? When the game is on, don't talk to her if her team is on. Like the Raider fans. If you're watching a Raider game, you don't want anybody bothering you, not unless they're bringing you a beer. Okay?
Exactly.
All right? Then you can bother me, okay? Well, I hate to tell you, but I grew up as a 49er fan. Okay, I'm sorry.
I grew up in a family full of 49ers fans.
Well,
I'm a Raider fan. So
how many could say they went to Kezar to watch a game? Hello.
I can't.
Okay, that's what I'm saying.
I coached high school football once on Kezar when it became like I think right now it's kind of like like a sports park right now. It's not a whole stadium now.
Yeah.
So I got to coach on it, but not when it was Kezar Stadium.
Yeah,
back in the day, I wasn't born yet. So
days, it was a mud bath out there. Okay, it was a real mud bath. The way the 49ers were playing the Browns, I believe it was, and I was out there at the game. And of course, back in those days, it's so cold and windy, and the fog comes in out there. Me and my buddy were sitting out there, and of course, we have a pint of cognac, right? We're getting wasted. Okay. I have no idea who won that game because they carried me out of the stadium. I don't remember. But it was.
Are you sure you wasn't a Raider fan? No.
No, but my grandson is a diehard Raider fan. Okay, Corey, my grandson.
Well, at least he was raised right.
Oh, my grandson is so upset when they left and went to L.A. Then they came back. And now they're in Las Vegas, and he had another fit. The poor guy. He has his Raider blanket on his bed, and his Raider stuff all around, And Mario, my other son, he's also a Raider fan, But I like I said, I grew up with the Niners, I grew up with them.
I'd be wasted too. I had to watch Niner games on purpose, and I don't drink.
There's one game you might want to watch. I think it was called the Ice Bowl. Raiders and
Steelers?
No, the Colts.
No.
The Raiders and the Colts. It was called the Ice Game, I think it was. Baltimore Colts. Who was the quarterback back then?
Unitas?
Johnny Unitas, yes. Okay. Yeah, Johnny Unitas was the quarterback then. They played the Raiders, okay? And Stabler was the quarterback back then. But I watched that game one day, and I stood and I watched that game, and I couldn't stop watching it.
The playoff game?
Pardon?
The playoff game?
No, it wasn't a playoff game. No, it wasn't. It wasn't a playoff game. It was called the Ice Bowl game.
Well, as Captain says, the Ice Bowl was actually Green Bay versus Cowboys.
No. This was a different game.
I think I know what game you're talking about.
No, it was
called the Raiders.
It was called The Game. I think it was called The Game. Madden was coaching then. It was called The Game. Okay.
Goes to the post?
It was back and forth. I mean, it was a
I think you're talking about the one where the sidelines were iced up.
Yeah. I think
the
that's what it was.
Iced up. It was against Pittsburgh. Sidelines were all iced up because our wide receivers could not use their speed and everything. Everything was condensed because they put a tarp on the field to try to protect the field, but the edges became just pure ice. It was a skating rink on the sideline.
1975.
It could have been. I'm trying to remember. It was called The Game, okay? And I'm pretty sure it was I know it was the Raiders.
See, Captain said same thing.
The
game was Raiders versus Steelers, and the edges were iced.
Yeah.
But I said, Captain.
This was another game. And I couldn't take my eyes off it because it was so football. Put it that way. It was football. Where guys were dodging each other. There were guys in alleys out and shit, ripping uniforms off, tearing legs off, shoes, everything. You know, helmets thrown here, helmets. That was a football game. That was a football game before they came up with all these little rules. Okay, you know, you know what I'm saying. But anyway,
make it more exciting.
That speaking of, they say, of course, you know, after the Immaculate Reception, talking about that time with John Madden, the Immaculate Deception, John Madden never wanted to speak a word of that play because, you know, we all know Raider fans, and I wasn't there, but I remember the history where that was one of those plays back then, the double touch, you know, it was an illegal illegal reception that should have went to the Raiders, and the illegal block in the back on Villapiano that the Raiders got screwed over in that playoff game in Pittsburgh. Did Madden ever on the bus or whatever? Did he ever talk about the Immaculate Reception? Like, did anything remind him and they had to talk about it, or just, you know, or did he always keep that? Like, I don't want to talk about it.
I don't want to talk about it because you can't go back and fix it.
Yeah,
there's nothing you can do but turn the page. He was always the one that always looked ahead and looked forward. Okay, well, I can't go back and fix it. Why should I even worry about it? I got another game to play. Okay. I got another place to go and a new time and a new place and a new game to play. So he concentrates on that. He does the same thing with his broadcasting. You know, he's not worried about those games that happened before that he did the broadcast. I'm looking at the one that's ahead of me right now. Okay. That's why he studies all the defense, the offense, the special teams. The visiting home team, he studies every last one of them. He studies the coaches. He studies this. He studies that, you know. And I can sit there and watch him for hours. I don't understand a word he's saying, but I'm listening, you know, because he'll mumble a thing or two, then he'll look and he'll write down. Oh, I didn't know he did that. You know, I get him say that, or he might do that. I don't know. I don't know if he's going to start him or not. He might. He's got 2 broken legs. He might start him, you know. Blah, 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 blah. You know, but he was very meticulous on how he did everything. Okay, to get his game plan going for the next broadcast. Okay, like I said, I spent hours watching and listening. You know, and it's very entertaining. Very entertaining. I didn't have to go to a football game. I could just sit there and listen to him.
Now, was John Madden? Was he how do I word this? Was he all work, no play kind of guy, you know, especially during the season, or did he take time out to enjoy life?
Of course.
You guys stopped a lot.
He did. Of course. We always had some place to stop and take smell the roses, so to speak. You know, I stopped at a casino one day, you know, we stopped at the casino. He went in and went to the poker table, you know. Went on and played blackjack, you know. Was there for about an hour. He came back out a rich man, for Christ's sakes. Guy can gamble. He can play. He knows how to play cards. I can tell you that. I wouldn't want to gamble with him. Yeah, he got cards up his damn sleeve, you know. But you know, we were free to do anything. You know, we stopped at a lot of places. You know, and he learned a lot. Madden are the best places to eat. Okay. The best places to take a stretch if you want to get off the bus or visit somebody you know. Sometimes he'll go to a town, he'll call somebody, hey, I'm coming in, you know, come meet me down, blah, 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 blah. And the guy, whoever he met, would come out and meet him, blah, 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 you know, have a cup of coffee, come on the bus and talk, you know. No alcohol on the bus, okay. The only thing that Madden ever had was with that stogie in his mouth, you know. He liked his cigars, but he never lit them up, okay. He always had that stogie in his mouth, but no alcohol, no women either, not unless you're invited to come on to take a tour or something like that. But no, that's a no-no. Clean fun, okay? Clean fun.
It's a real thing, guys out there. Clean fun is real.
Yes, yes.
Well, here's an unclean question. Raider Puppa asked, did the toilet ever back up on the bus?
No. No. Never. We if the toilet got full, we had a light that came on and said that the bathroom needs to be dumped. And the first thing we do is go into a truck stop or the Greyhound station, and they'll pull the plug and drain it and put fresh water in there, and off we go, But no, it never did. But there was one incident close to that, though. Okay. Here we go.
Here we go.
I'm at a San Diego game, right? I'm done with the San Diego game. We're gonna go head east because they're going to New Orleans, all right? And I'm only gonna go as far as Tucson, okay? So we get in the bus and we get going. If you've ever crossed the desert in the middle of August, the beginning of the season, the temperature there can get up to 115 degrees, okay? But the bus was always at 54 degrees. So me and Jerry, we decided to get, remember he showed you the ice bucket that he has on the bus? We went in there and we got that damn cup of ice and we put it up on the dashboard. We went 200 miles across that damn desert. It was 115 degrees. When we got across to the other side, we still had a half a cup of ice. That's how cold that bus was. Still had a cup of ice.
What, 53 degrees? I'm not surprised.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
refrigerator on
he
wheels.
must have been a damn polar bear.
Matter of fact, that should have been his nickname, the polar bear,
I don't know if I could handle 53 degrees all the time.
There was one time we picked Madden up there at his house, and Mrs. Madden, Virginia, she had made a great big old giant pot of a turkey chili, okay? Pinto beans, turkey, sauce, everything, hard sourdough bread, the whole bit. We brought that on the bus, okay, along with the other foods, right? So we get going, blah, blah, blah. It's time for dinner. So everybody gets a great big bowl of this turkey chili, right? They were eating the turkey chili. Mad's over there with his turkey chili with a bagel, right? Me, I got sourdough bread, and I'm eating this turkey chili. Well, it's late in the evening now. Everybody's gone to bed. I'm driving, right? And it's late at night. It's about, around 11 or 12 o'clock. Everybody's gone to bed. Jerry, you got to get some rest. All of a sudden, you're sitting there. And all of a sudden, I hear these weird sounds. What the hell? Sound like barn animals. Bling. What? That's all you hear. I know what's going on. It's not me. It was echoing all through the damn bus. But I don't smell nothing. I don't smell a damn thing. But everybody's cutting gas on the bus. Hey, you can hear in the back room back there because it's echoing, okay? It sounds like a sousaphone, Oh, my God. So everybody on the bus is cutting gas, man. And I had a little window right here, right? Little driver's window. And I'm getting a little, myself, right? But all I have to do is open this little window. The little fellas, they go right out because it's warmer outside than it is in the bus, right? So anyway, you can't smell a damn thing, though. That's the weird part. There's no odor. It's so damn cold in that bus. You can't smell it. In order to smell the gas, it's got to be warm. 54 degrees to a fart is not warm. About an hour later, it cleared up. I pulled over into a service road, and I opened the front door and let the little guys out. Go ahead. You got some fresh air. How about I tell you? Next morning, I'll be there. Here we go again, boy. Well, guess what's for breakfast, everybody? Bagels and some turkey chili. I have to admit, it was good, though. She's a one hell of a cook. Yeah, that turkey chili was very good. But that night, I stayed awake all night. You know,
And it kept you away. That's
yeah, it did.
Is the bus breaking down?
Eyes didn't water up or nothing, you know.
I know you had told me that, you know, you worked on vehicles, you worked on, you know, so you probably think that I know those sounds ain't the bus. So what is that company? That don't sound like transmission.
Well, at first, I thought it was a truck next to me using his jake brake, you know. You know, a truck uses jake brake. You know, the jake brake, right? Then I realized, oh shit, there's no truck out there. It's coming from inside the damn bus. Well, I told him about it the next morning too. I said, "You guys were a symphony, okay? A symphony all night long. It's all like you guys were playing music, you know."
Well, you know, there is that saying, right? You know, beans the magical fruit.
Yeah, it is. Those are just a few of the things that I experienced with Coach Madden. You know. Things that stayed in my memory bank for the last 40 years, damn near 30 years. How long has it been? You know, and that's something nobody can ever take away from me. The honor I had of being with John Madden and driving with him. You know, being one of his drivers. You know, and being on a first name basis with him because he was so down to earth. You know, he was such a nice guy. He'd always make sure that the drivers were happy, had everything they needed, you know. When, Tony, you need water, you know, you need something to eat, you're hungry, blah, 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 blah. He always made sure that we were comfortable, okay? He always made sure we were comfortable. Because as soon as he sees you, you know, if he sees you anywhere, he'll yell at you. Hey, Tony, hey, what are you doing? Come on over here, you know? Because he's happy to see you, okay? Because you're a nice guy. You got charisma, dude. You got animal magnetism. You got class about yourself.
That's part of that personality test you had to take earlier.
Yes. I wasn't born with it. I earned it, my brother. I earned it, okay? It's not easy. Hey, man, it's not easy being me, okay? It takes a lot of work, all right? I don't know how my wife put up with me for 60 years. I don't know. I ain't figured it out yet. Sure as hell ain't my money. That's for damn sure, you know?
Covered.
That's what it is.
It's your celebrity, you know.
Celebrity, yeah. Well,
it's about who you know, and you John Madden.
Thank you. You know that, and plus that 60th year is coming up because you know we've been dating since 1962. Okay.
Wow.
We've been together since 1962. Okay.
Oh, congratulations on that.
Well, I had my first great grandchild too. You know, he's a year old.
Congratulations on that.
Yeah, I got my first great grandchild. You know, my other grandson is, I think, he's the same age as Sal.
40.
Sal? How old
yeah, 40.
What?
40.
You're 40? You're kidding.
Yeah.
No, my grandson's older than you. He's older than you. Wow, I got a grandson.
I don't want to believe it either. I don't want to believe I'm 40 either, but.
No, he doesn't look a day over. He doesn't look a day over 25. What are you talking about? You take these damn glasses off and see those bloodshot eyes. I know better, you know.
I'm trying to look young, so you know.
Yeah.
I'm older now. I'm trying to protect my eyes from these lights.
Yeah, the bright
lights. My eyes are sensitive now, so.
Yeah. Well, you know.
You want to feel young. You don't want to look young. You want to feel young.
Yeah. Well, my Raiders have an age in me, so.
Yeah, me too. I'm only 32.
Wow.
I'm not kidding. I'm not.
I wonder if they'll ever come back. You know, I was curious about that. You know, but they built up a new stadium down there. You know, and now the A's are going to move down there too.
Yeah.
Just broke ground on their stadium.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, there was so much history over there at that Coliseum. You know, so much history. You know, I mean, the Warriors for years played there at the
arena.
The arena. Okay. Mm-hmm. When I was a driver for Greyhound, I had the Lakers with me. I had the Lakers for 3 days during the playoffs over there at that arena. You know, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar got on my bus. He was on the bus. You see, that guy is so tall, he has to lean over to get in the damn bus. He actually bends over. In his legs, when he sits down in the seats, it goes 3 seats down. Unbelievable.
I believe that.
But anyway, it was an honor and a pleasure to be one of John Madden's drivers. It's just something that will I'll always cherish, because it's such a lovely experience for me growing up the way I did, to be in this part of my life, okay, to do what I did and how I did it and how I went about it. So the doors are open for anybody out there to better your damn life. You can do it if you put your mind to it in your heart, okay? All right, you got to put your mind to it. Open it up, okay? Listen to what's going on in the outside world. Listen to what's going on in the outside world.
Listen, Linda.
Listen, exactly. Pay attention to your parents. They've been around the block a few times, okay? They know what's going on. And they're only telling you for your own good, to help you down that one-way street. Because, brother, there's no turning back. It's a one-way street. You better make the right decision on which turnoff you're going to go. And I did that. I did that. And I had Mr. Burl Toller to thank for that, because he showed me the way, Mr. Toller did. Like I told you earlier, he was my mentor, okay? He showed me the way. He told me, Anthony, he told me, you have charisma. I was 12 years old. I told you that earlier, didn't I? He told me I had charisma. So I got in a fight with the kid in the schoolyard. Anthony, he called me. Anthony, you have charisma. Well, I didn't know what the hell charisma meant. Well, I get home to my mom and I'm crying. Mom, my teacher told me I have charisma. Am I going to die? Please don't let me die of charisma. But he became my mentor because I grew up without a father, okay? He was my father image, and I grew up, and he gave me a lot of guidance when I was a young man. And I listened to what that man had to say, and I brought that with me. And that's who I am today, because I had guidance. There's always a better way of doing things if you just put your damn mind to it. So you're short. You're only 5'4". Who gives a shit? You can do anything you want. So you're obese. You're overweight. You can still do anything you want. Just put your mind to it. Okay? Just put your mind to it. There's nothing you can't do. Because nobody can tell me that I can't do this or I can't do that. I proved them all wrong. They told me about my marriage. It'll never work. It'll never last. But here we are, 63 years later, and we're still together. We're still together. Because why?
Stubbornness.
We did it together. Yes. 50-50. We did it together, 50-50. 50-50. I listen to her, she listens to me. I listen more to her than she listens to me. I listen a lot of her, but she don't listen to me.
Balanced. It's balanced.
Yeah, it's balanced.
Like my day. Hold on. I guess I'm making 60 years because that sounds like me every day.
It's 60-40, okay? She tells me it's 70-30, all right? and the magic word to a wife, yes, dear. You're absolutely right, honey. Oh, that'll never happen again, sweetheart. Oh, no, I didn't go play golf last week. What do you mean it was on the thing? What? It mentioned the golf course too? I gotta talk to those people. They gotta put my name down.
My card must have been hacked. It was stolen. It wasn't
again. I can't get away with anything, okay? I can't get away with anything, but that's success. I'm one of the success stories of my era, okay? I am one of the success stories. And I hope that I made Burl Toller proud of me. I hope I made him proud. He's long gone now, but he's a Hall of Famer now too, by the way, Mr. Toller. And I just hope I made him proud, because he told me, Tony, you're a leader. You're not a follower. You got charisma is what he told me, and I know what it is now. I know what he was saying to me, okay? Because kids followed me. They always looked up to me, And I said, you know what? I have something. Why don't I use it? Take advantage of it.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to get anywhere if you don't try. Don't let anybody put their knee on your neck and say you can't do it. You want to be a football player? At least go out and try. You want to be a baseball player? Go out and try. You want to be a golfer? There's no size limit on golfers. There's no weight limit on golfers, okay, guys?
An age limit.
No age limit. You got 95 years old out there hitting the ball right down the middle, okay? That's why I should But all those youngsters out there that watch your show, I hope I gave some good advice to them. Open your eyes. When you walk down the street, smell the roses. There's always something going on out there. Keep your eyes and ears open. Because there's things that I go out in the streets, I go out here, I go out there. It's something I learned from growing up in the streets. I don't miss anything. I don't miss a thing. And my eyes are always looking. I'm always picking up on things because I grew up in the streets, and I take that with me through life. Being careful and watching. Okay. When the door opens, kids, when you got door opens out there, you better get your little asses up and go get a job and get in there. Because the mom and daddy ain't going to take care of you forever.
Yeah.
They're not going to put food on your plate forever. Because, I'm 80 years old now. I'll be 81 pretty soon. I don't know how much time I have, but I tell my children, you better do something and get it right. Get it together. Because I'm not going to be here for you to come in and borrow $5 or $10 for some gas. Okay? Maybe you get it for your mama, but you're not getting it for me. I shine shoes for that. Okay? I sold newspapers. Get your little ass out there and get a job. Mom and daddy ain't going to be there forever. Okay? Do what you got to do. All right? Be tough. Be smart. Think about what you're going to do before you do it. Okay?
That's been lost here lately with these younger generations. I'll say that.
Yeah. Well, the generations back then and now, but, in a way, we've kind of gone full circle with what's going on in this world now. What's going on today went on long before I was born. And it's returned. Okay? What's going on today? And maybe in the 1960s, what was going on? Okay? It's come back, but I have to deal with it. And I will deal with it. Because I've been there, done that. I know how to deal with it. This generation doesn't know how to deal with it. Okay? They don't know how. Because they never experienced it,
Mm-hmm.
And that's where history comes in as a big thing. We're a big proponent with our show about history with the Raiders. History repeats itself. So,
Yes, history repeats itself.
You
can't. If history's going to repeat itself, then let me see the Raiders go to the Super Bowl next year.
Hey.
Let me see that, brother. Because, I hate to tell you, but I was getting real tired of them losing all the time. They started the year off what? 3-0? 4-0?
A couple years ago. Yeah.
And then it was all downhill after that. What the hell?
Yeah.
I see you're a great team. Stop making mistakes. Think. Listen to your coaches. If I sound like a coach now, I sound like Madden. Hey, Lynn, pay attention, okay?
Well, our coach is about the same age as you, so you know what?
Yeah.
Maybe we'll start listening to the coaches. we got history in there now. We got the age. We got the wisdom at the helm. So maybe, just maybe, he could mold these players into something that could resemble, the players we had with Madden.
Well, it has a lot to do with the generation, the mindset of these new kids coming into the game.
It's this.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And
it's this.
And that. Exactly.
I agree with that.
Well, I wanted to show. I know you're very proud of this that you got right here.
Oh yeah.
The 10th anniversary All Madden team hat.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite hats. Matter of fact, I have it right here with me. The All Madden team hat, 10th anniversary of the All Madden team. See, there it is. There you go. It's one of my favorites. I have all the hats from all the broadcasts that we ever been through. You know, CBS, Fox, NFL on Fox, Monday Night Football, ABC. You know, they just have my Greyhound hats. Got Madden Cruiser in the back, and Walker Muffler Company who presented took care of the bus. I have that hats. I got about 15 of them. You know, but I don't wear them. Okay, I don't wear them. Okay, I wear an old beat up hat when I go play golf. Okay? We're gonna get it dirty.
I've got a few of those too.
Yeah. I have a Raider hat I wear every now and then too. I keep it in my trunk, just in case there's a Raider fan that I'm going to play with. I go in my trunk. I get a Raider fan hat out. I'll wear it.
Yeah, do you know who I am?
That way, if the guy beats me, I mean, on the golf course, you know, I said, well, you know, us Raider fans, we got to stick together, brother. But it was a fun game. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I mean, when you was telling me your story, when I went over yesterday and I was taking these pictures that we showed on here and hearing your story, that's why I was very excited of having you on, because you know you're like the underdog story, you know, where you found your way to get up to the top. I mean, even having to take the Madden challenge twice. Okay, that's fine. I know what they're expecting now, so I'm gonna come back next year,
right?
And I'm gonna even go harder because I know what to expect. Yeah. So, and I mean, like you said earlier, you know, you do what you got to do. You know, even if you got to do little jobs to get what you want, you get what you get. You get what you want.
That car looks familiar.
I want that car so bad.
That's my 57. That's the one I bought when I was working at the gas station.
Yeah.
You see the baby moons?
Oh yeah.
Later on, I got the chrome wheels on it. Okay. The baby moons. Yeah. What a sweet car. Oh, my wife. You know, Jackie, you know, I used to pick her up in it. We go on dates in that car.
Now we know why she started dating you.
Well, you ought to see that car. Oh, man, you ought to see the back seat. Oh, my God. It's like a living room back there.
Oh, I know. My dad had a 57 Chevy when I was a kid, and I wanted it so bad, and he ended up selling it, and I haven't forgiven him to this day about that. I was that was supposed to be mine. I was supposed to get that from you. Yeah, I mean, I understand why he had to sell it, but it still hurts.
I had a 283 in there. I had dual quads. I had a Muncie 4-speed. I had 411 rear end. Okay, and it was pretty damn fast. It was pretty damn fast. But you got to remember now, I could fill the tank up for $5 because gasoline was only 24 cents a gallon back then.
Yeah.
Back then, yes.
All right. But I was going my way home one night, and my fuel pump went out, and I had to leave it and walk home. Next day, I went to go get the car, and it was gone. Oh. About 2 weeks later, we found it down the street, nothing but a shell. Oh. So that's all I have left of it is that one photograph that you just saw. You know?
I'm sorry to hear that. That hurts. Yeah, that hurts me just hearing that.
Yeah, it broke my heart. You know.
Yeah.
But
you worked hard for that car.
Yeah, I did. For somebody to come and take it away from me. You know, my wife too. You know, she's my girlfriend at the time. It just tore her up too. It broke her heart too, because we go to Geneva Drive-In in it. We go to the drive-ins. We go to Playland at the beach in it. We go to Golden Gate Park in the. Okay, we did everything. We went to Fisherman's Wharf on a date in that 57. Coit Tower in that 57. Twin Peaks in that 57. Yum, yum, yum. It was fun there. And the Geneva, the Mission Drive-In in San Francisco. Okay. the Spruce Drive-In in South San Francisco. We've been to all of them. You know, you put the go up the window, put your microphone there, right there, your speaker right in the window, right? They just don't pull out without it. Just don't pull out with it still in there, okay?
Yeah, I remember back in Union City when they had the ones right there now where the Walmart is at. Yeah. the little.
I actually went to the last showing of at that drive-in, and
Union
it was
City.
In Union City, and it was my best friend's car at the time. He bought it was a 62 something and other. He didn't have his license, so I got to drive it to the drive-ins to be able to watch it. We went and watched The Untouchables on the last viewing that they had at that drive-in in a 62. Oh, I was jealous. I wanted that car.
Well, these kids don't know what they're missing, you know. Well, see, the ones in San Francisco, like the Geneva and the Spruce, the South City, the Mission Drive-In. If you've ever been, or y'all been to Candlestick, you know what it's like in the summertime when the fog comes in, right? Freezing cold. All these theaters had heaters too. They actually had heaters. You bring the heater inside the car. Not only the speaker, but the heater too, because it was so damn cold out there. You know? You're not gonna stay out there and run that engine. You smoke everybody out of the damn you know?
Carbon monoxide.
Carbon monoxide, yeah, she can kill everybody out there, you know. But just, like I said, this generation today don't understand that.
Not the drive-ins. Oh no. I mean, I remember being stuck in the drive-ins in the trunk of a car. When the parents used to sneak you into the trunk of the car and everything to pay for 2 people, and the next thing you know, everyone's opening their trunks and everyone's bailing out. And
Oh, that was a nice meeting place too. You know, you meet your friends up at the snack bar, right? Go get some popcorn and a hot dog. All right, that's a good meeting place up there too. You know, get a tall Coke for 10 cents, a hot dog for 25 cents, popcorn for a dime or 15 cents, whatever the hell it was. You know, and they had specials on Friday nights where the $1.50 is $1.50 or something like that. You can bring all your friends. They had some specials. Sometimes they would have a special just for $1.50. You all come in by blah blah blah. You bring your friends with you, right? So we got 6 people or 8 people inside the car. Then we have 5 more in the trunk. You didn't do that?
I was the one in the trunk. So yeah,
I was in the trunk.
Yeah, I was the one in the trunk. I remember those times. There's some things that this young generation will never get to experience, and it's sad. Just like you said, the drive-ins, being able to do that. Yeah. I mean, there's just
I was too.
The simplicity of life that it was back then was so nice.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember the drive-through, the drive-in movies, but I was too young for my parents to throw me in the trunk. That'd be child endangerment. So I was like 5, 6, 7.
Back when I was growing up, what you talking about? We rode in the back, the bed of the truck, going down the highways, and the parents put you back there because you were all wet. Whatever the situation was, cop would pass you and just look at you and wave at you. I mean, it was back then. And that's true. A lot of people would fit in some of those trunks. That 57 would hold a lot of people.
Oh, yeah.
Probably about, depending on age and everything, about 6.
Really? About 6?
It's just smuggling people for a movie.
Honestly, my money. Had a Cadillac. So Cadillac truck fits a lot of people too.
Yeah.
See, that's what we gotta do now, though. How much movies cost now?
Come on.
We're smuggling food in my girlfriend's purse. Like, let's go. Pockets, big pockets, deep pockets. We're going. Let's go. Snack bar costs more than the movie.
Well, I remember taking my kids once, a little while back, you know, and it was $85. It cost me $85 to take them to the damn movies. Now that included the damn food. Okay.
Yeah.
That included the damn food, you know. But after that, we started doing it the other way. We started bringing food in there.
Yeah.
Okay, instead of from the from. Excuse me, I'm sorry. My cat got a hold of my pizza.
Oh, thank you, pizza.
Yeah, I got a piece of pizza over here, and my cat was over here trying to steal it from me.
Yeah, I learned that trick from my mom. We'll go get some burritos, and then we'll go. She'll hide them in the in her bag, and then we'll go to the movies. People are like, wait, where they selling that from? And she'd be all like, "Oh, this burrito place out in Hayward. Oh man, we gotta do that next time." So yeah, we learned that. I learned that when I was younger. A lot of the stuff I learned how to get around the system, get through the system. I learned from my mom. Like, oh yeah, I took notes when I was younger. Like you said, listen, take notes, pay attention. You know, the generation before you know. So
ears in your mind.
And learn. yes. I mean,
and one thing I've learned too, you're never too old to learn.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true.
You're never too old to learn. No. There's always something you can learn. So there's no point of shutting down at any age. There's always something you're going to be able to learn.
Of course.
Saying they know. Sinitis, they know. Sinitis, they know.
You got that right. You know, there's always room to learn. And all you have to do is have an open mind and listen. And listen.
Well, we appreciate this. I mean, we can go on forever. I already know we can go on forever with it.
I'm having a ball, okay? I'm having a great old time over here, you know?
We definitely have to do this again. We definitely have to do this again.
Well, I'm so happy that I had time to share this with you and your viewers, you know, to get a little insight what it was like to be one of John Madden's drivers. Okay. You know, it was, I'm going to tell you right now, it was an adventure. It wasn't a job. It was an adventure. All the places I went to, all the people I met, the towns, the cities, the highways, the people. It was an adventure. And I'll treasure every last moment of it. There's more stories. There are some more stories.
I can't wait to hear it. I honestly can't. I love story time. I mean, I'm a person who loves to drive too. Yeah. And driving across the country. I mean, I drove from California out here to Kansas. I did it twice actually because I moved the family out first and then did it myself. But I mean, I love those drives. I love being in the car and experience, you know, Route 66, all the little things, all the things that you get to see. You miss all that. Yeah. When you fly, it's such a straight. Exactly. All you see is, you know, nothing. But you get to experience so much more when you're actually out there on the road.
Yes.
And doing these little things. You'll see something. The memory, like you said, the memories that you get just from stopping somewhere and talking to an old man in a small town.
Yeah.
And going, I mean, you'll never get that anywhere else. People need to get out there more and get out of their houses and start just go drive for a couple of hours and see the scenery.
If we were to take 5 boys and 5 girls and took them out to a rural country home and said, you're going to be here for a month. There's a garden over there for your vegetables. This is the wash house. Let's see how you handle that. Okay. And leave them there for a whole month. They'll come back a better person, a better human, and appreciate what they have.
Okay.
Because those old outhouses are still out there.
Oh, yeah.
You can't trust them bad boys. Okay.
I owned a property that had an house on it. I actually, you're talking about the rural area. I actually live in rural Kansas. That's what I'm talking about. Hey, I live in rural Kansas, and I love it.
Hey, you want a glass of water? You see that pump over there? Just go like that, and it pumps water out of the ground. You can have a glass of water. What? You want to cook something? Oh, you see that wood pile over there? That goes in that stove so you can heat up to have some food. What? You want hot water? Oh, yeah. Well, here, fill this kettle up, pump it in there, put it on top of that potbelly stove, Put some coal in there first, though. What? You don't have any toilet paper? Well, here, I got a Montgomery Ward's catalog. That's not good enough. Here's a Sears catalog.
Or some people don't know about anymore, a phone book.
The phone book. Well, the phone books. No, I didn't use those because the yellow kept coming off it, and my mom thought I was sick.
You got jaundice down there.
Yes. and what? You want to wash clothes? You see that tub over there? You see that thing? It's called scrub board. You want soap? You see that brown soap? That's handmade, homemade soap. You go there, you scrub it, you take it to that ringer, and you go hang them out there on that damn. There's clothespin and that bags out there. There's clothespin. You hang them out there. Okay, and let them dry. Don't do it in the wintertime because they won't dry.
They'll freeze. Oh yeah. I like to move my family out here. I moved my kids out here, and I honestly wish they would have taken advantage of it more. My kids were kind of spoiled, and I know I gave my kids what I think I wish I had when I was a kid, being out here, going and I mean, to be able to work the land, as you put it, and do everything, and to do the things the hard way without all the. I mean, I'm lucky to be able to do this podcast because I could barely get internet over here. I mean, I'm out in the boonies. I literally tell people, if you're driving to my house and you hear banjo music, you went too far. I mean, I'm definitely out at the banjo music.
and then they'll complain about the road.
Right, the dirt road? I'm on a dirt road. I do.
Yeah, that's not asphalt. It's called gravel. You don't walk down a gravel road in your bare feet, idiot.
Nope.
No, you walk on the side where the grass is at. Then you walk down.
Yep.
I live that life. I know.
I'm living that life. I know. I mean, but again, I love it out here like this. I mean, my closest neighbor is a half mile away. So, I mean, you have the freedoms to do whatever you want.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't have the constraints of the city. Like I said, I moved from California. I'm from the Bay. I'm from Hayward, actually, and Las Vegas. So, I did all that. And now I get to live my country life. And I wouldn't trade it for the world.
Yeah. And Lord help them if they have to go to the grocery store. When you tell them to go ahead
that's 30 minutes away.
Yeah, hitch up that old mule over there and get on down the road. Yeah, that's how you get to the grocery store. Okay.
Ain't around the corner around here.
No. Hell, that shit's being delivered now. All you do is Uber it.
Not out here. They don't come out to where I'm at. I cannot have anything delivered. I'm so far out, nothing gets delivered. I have to go get it.
You have to go get it. My brother does the same thing. He lives up in Minnesota. Okay. And his closest neighbor is 5 miles away. Okay.
I'm jealous.
The casino is 30 miles away.
Casino is about 40 miles, I think, for me, maybe 50.
Yeah, my brother too. Yeah. My brother too. He lives up there. He lives up there in Minnesota. But
hopefully he's not a Vikings fan.
Yeah, but anyway, such is life. Here we are, guys, to be with you two, a youngster and another old timer. I mean, I feel right at home now. Okay.
That he has that beard so we can blend in with the other people over there in Kansas.
Yeah, you can bet he don't go out with that beard in the wintertime, though. Get it wet.
I go out with it. Great way, I tell you that much. It'll snap right off.
Yeah. Just keep it moving, right? Just keep moving.
Yeah, make sure it's dry when you go out. Let the icicle form naturally.
Well, if we took those kids and let them live out there, and they would appreciate what they have here, they would never complain about anything. They would never complain about no dinner being ready. Okay. They would never complain about, we can't, the washing machine's broke. What do I do? What? A refrigerator. We had ice box. We didn't have no damn refrigerator. We had an ice box. Okay. Okay. What? What do you mean? You need a pair of shoes? Get your ass out there with your bare feet. Try walking. Okay. Save your pair of shoes for school. Okay. In church. That's when you wear your shoes. Okay.
See, you're speaking my language.
You put on them cotton shorts and that cotton shirt and get your ass outside and go play. No computers.
That's the big thing right now. They don't go out and play.
They don't
They're
do
stuck in their house on those devices that he showed earlier. Stuck on their phones, stuck the TV in front of their face.
Yeah.
Hey, we're saying all this while we're talking to each other through devices in our face.
Hey, I'm on a computer. New technology.
Well, it's what we're telling them out there. You know, what we're telling your viewers, you don't have it so bad. So stop the freaking complaining about everything.
Mm-hmm.
You never had it so damn good. Like I said, open your damn eyes, open your ears, and look what you have. You go to another country, okay? You go to another country and try to live there, all right? They don't appreciate nothing. Everything is served to them on a silver platter here, okay? You know, it's I don't know how to correct it. You know, you can talk to them until you're blue in the face. They're not going to change until they actually have to get out there and be on their own and do what they have to do to survive. Otherwise, you're going to become homeless. And I don't wish that on anybody, to be homeless. You know, there's really no excuse for it to be homeless. You can survive without being homeless and living like dirt and a slob. You don't have to live like that. Okay. Mm-hmm. There are ways, there are means. Okay. And it's there for you if you need it. But damn it, you know, if it'll help you get off your feet for right now, then you go out and get a damn job and learn to support yourself. Okay. Oh, my daughter just walked in, just came in from work. Hi, Tone.
Hi.
Everybody's waving. Okay. But anyway, yeah, you know, it's just unbelievable that they always have their hand out. Okay. Always have their hand out. But I don't know what to do. My kids are all grown. They're on their own. Okay. All right. They're on their own. They do their own wash. They do everything on their own. I refuse to do it. Okay. I refuse to do it. I did it for so many years. It's time that Daddy took a break. Okay.
It never ends.
I'm off the clock.
Yeah. Well, thank you. So what else do we have to discuss? Anything else you want to know, or anything we can talk about?
Do you have any questions, Asylum?
No, not really.
No.
Well, no. Some of the stories that you just heard are real. They really happened. There's some funny things that went on, and there's some serious things that went on. Okay, but it was all a wonderful adventure, like I told you earlier, and I enjoyed it. I enjoyed talking to you and sharing it with the people out there, so they get a better input on what Madden was really like behind the scenes. He was a very kind and caring guy. Okay, he's kind of like one of the fellas. Okay, you go to the grocery store, you have a special butcher back there that you see, or somebody that you know, the postman, your UPS driver, or whatever. You see him all the time. Hey, how you doing, Bob? How you doing? Madden was the same way. He treated everybody the same, with respect. Okay. He didn't care if you're not a millionaire. No. He would look at you as an individual, a person. Okay. And I did the same thing as an individual, you know, and I respected him a lot. Okay. But all in all, it's been a fun day. I've enjoyed myself. I sure appreciate your invite. And as soon as the Raiders win the Super Bowl next year, we'll come and do this again.
Oh, yeah.
We definitely have to do this again. I know you got more stories, and I would love to hear.
Well, yeah.
My mom says we need another show. So my mom says we need another show.
Well, the season's getting ready to open up here by next month, I guess, end of August, I guess it is, the football season. Maybe we'll have some more stuff to share when the season opens up. Okay?
Of course. Of course.
Right? We'll share some of those things, like going down to the 49er training camp and stuff like that, going over the Raider camp, mingling with some of the players. If you don't put a uniform on, I don't know who in the hell they are, They have a number.
Name tags, please. Name tags, please.
Yeah. Hello, my name is.
All right, we'll do that. We'll do that, guys.
Yes. Well, like I said, my mom right here, she said, need another show. So she's asking for a part 2. So we will definitely
Is that what your mom said?
Yeah, she said we need a part 2.
Okay. All right, need a part 2. Well, tell your mom I need some more zucchini bread. Bread.
She heard you.
You sure heard me?
Yes.
Make me up some more bread, man. Because that goes with my coffee.
Make sure it's regular.
Caffeinated. Yeah, caffeinated, not decaf. Well, appreciate you coming on. I know it was a little last minute, but we appreciate you for telling these stories. I was very excited about today, and I knew, the story. The way you tell stories, it's like you paint the picture where we can see it, like as if we were there. So we appreciate that, and of course, for sure, we got to get you on again and talk more stories.
For sure.
Yes. So thank you very much. We appreciate it. Asylum, do you have any last words?
No, I'll start asking questions and we'll be here forever. So no, I got nothing else to say right now. Otherwise,
don't tell me you're speechless now, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not speechless. But
okay. And we'll save him.
I'm a talker too, and like I said, we could end up doing a 7-hour show, and I don't know if everybody wants to do that.
Yeah, we'll save him for the next go round. Okay,
Yeah.
the next meeting we have. Yeah, save it for the next one. Okay, and we'll get some more material together. Me and Sal, and put another show together. Probably about the end of the month of August. Like I said, I would like to do it right around football season.
Of course, yes.
More interest at that time.
Yes.
All the teams coming in,
Definitely
all the new
sounds like a
players.
plan.
We can do our homework and discuss those. Okay.
Yes.
On what's going on with the football season. Because
yes.
She's
Yeah.
already,
Yeah,
she's
the enemy. Okay. She's the enemy, especially during football season.
She can hardly wait. Okay. But anyway, you go ahead and sign us off, and
we'll have her on when they're going to play the Chiefs. Just so me and her go back and forth and do some shit talking.
Oh, here she goes. Oh, you just woke her up. She's up there saying, "Go Chiefs, go Chiefs."
We're gonna edit that out on post. I'm joking.
Only time I like to see red and yellow is when I'm going to McDonald's.
He said red and yellow. He doesn't like that color. With your Chiefs, okay? He said she's tired of whipping. She said, my wife says she's tired of whipping on you guys. Ooh.
Well, hopefully
it ain't going to be happening anymore.
Yes, hopefully that changes this year. So
I still remember Christmas.
Oh,
2023.
I was there.
She said, "We'll see."
If
I put her on, you two guys are in trouble. Okay. Yeah, you don't talk about her Chiefs, okay?
All I do out here, all I do is talk mess about the Chiefs.
Hey, that's war. That's war, okay?
I'll go get my face paint on real quick. We'll be good.
In all these years that we've been together, I never won a war. In other words, I never won an argument, okay?
Yeah.
That's what she said at one time. One time.
Not even a mercy win?
And I can't even remember what it was.
It was on his birthday. She said he was right, and she didn't mean it.
Well,
I don't feel it. I'll take my little rack,
He said his birthday's coming up, so he's going to be right again. So coming soon.
One more time.
My birthday's coming up too.
You too. When is your birthday?
The 1st.
First of who?
August.
Oh, August 1st. Oh, okay. 1st of August. All right. So that means you're 30 days older than me.
Oh, wow. Really? Okay.
I'm August 30th. Yeah.
There you go. One at the beginning, one at the end. We got the month coming.
We get it coming and going, don't we?
Yeah, we do.
We're going to close out the show right now. One more time, we appreciate you. Mr. Anthony Martinez, 17 years Greyhound, 20 years VTA, Valley Transportation Authority in San Jose, 3 years with Madden. Was it 88? 88,
89, and 90.
88, 89, and 90.
Right.
So we appreciate what's coming on. We got to have you on again. So we'll come together and get that show put together so we can have you on again. Because like my mom said we need a part 2. So we appreciate you. We're gonna close out. Do you have any last messages or anything for the people watching?
Well, yeah. Eat well, stay happy, okay, and have a good life and enjoy every day, because tomorrow is not promised to you, me, or anybody else.
Yes.
Take every day step by step. Never go 2 steps forward and 4 back. Always go ahead in your life. Okay? And if you fall down, there's nobody going to pick you up. You're going to get your ass out of that ground, pick yourself up. Okay? Go forward. The future's out there. All you have to do is look for it. Take a deep breath. Have a good evening. And God bless everybody out there. God bless.
Thank you. Thank you. I'll take you off right now. Switching over. Thank you very much for coming for this, and we appreciate you. We will see you. Gotta get another show going, put you on there. So we appreciate you. Thank you very much. We're gonna end the show like this.
Thank you for having me.
We're gonna end the show like this, like we always do, with a word from Coach Wallace, my coach from high school, aka Raider Milt. We appreciate you for coming on. We'll come back next week. We don't know what we're doing yet next week, but you'll see the thumbnail. So we appreciate everybody for watching and enjoying these stories.
As long as they hit the bell, they'll see the thumbnail.
Yes.
Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share.
You got it.
And hit the bell so you'll see the next episode.
Okay, got it. Ding, ding.
All right, everybody. Take care. Have a good evening, and we'll see you next week. Peace out.
All you other NFL teams, your tailgates are weak. Your teams are weak. We might be down right now, but it doesn't take away the history. And all you Raiders out there need to know your fucking history of who the fuck you playing for and where the fuck you're playing. Damn it. Oh, and by the way, I won my last cage fight. Again, I'm still undefeated. And you NFL motherfuckers out there that you think you want some, come on and get some anytime.